spin. Way back, way back. It's 7:30 and I gotta get home. Whip, me say way back. It's 7:30 and cousin Vinny and Will are gonna get home.
That's what's up.
Everybody, welcome to another show of VivalosBills. Everybody's favorite cousin, Vinny,
What's up?
myself,
What's up? What's up, everybody?
aka Buffalo Bill, which isn't over here because Bobby's not producing today. It's just us two solo for the first time. So bear with us.
We gonna
Not
wing
sure
it today.
what's out there, but we'll get something. We'll start going. Hope everybody had a good week. Welcome back for another show. Vinny, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
Good. Amongst all the craziness, but I'm good. So, anyway, let's get to the show. Let's start talking about news around the NFL. One of the first things I guess I want to bring up is last Tuesday, the Detroit Lions ended up not practicing because of the whole Jacob Blake situation in Wisconsin. Horrible to say. Stuff is not getting better. This clown's acting a fool out there, and it's not good. Not good at all. Other teams have followed suit, and some didn't practice, some haven't done their scrimmages, all in protest to try to get some equality and get justice for this craziness that's going on out there.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah.
I know the NBA suspended their playoff game yesterday. I think NHL just followed suit. So I don't know if you've heard anything recently, if they're going to resume or if it's indefinitely for right now. But they're definitely taking a stand, for this Jacob Blake incident. So we'll see how the NFL deals with it. I know you just talked about the Lions being the first team to pull out of practice and see what happens from here on out.
Yeah, the Chargers did the same thing today, and
Chargers also.
I believe, yeah. I didn't hear about the hockey, what you're saying about hockey. The NHL did it too.
Yep.
I mean, it's ridiculous. We shouldn't be talking about stuff like this in this day and age.
Well, it's 2020, man. 2020 has just been crazy with COVID and all this other stuff. I mean, this has been unprecedented. This year has been probably the worst year since I can remember of anything. And then, prayers for the people out there in Louisiana and Texas with that hurricane that just hit too. So I haven't seen much of the destruction, but I can imagine a Cat 4. I mean, when Katrina hit, it was a Cat 5 and just below, right now just hit below Cat 4, which is nothing to be played with. I live in Florida, so I've been through a couple hurricanes, and it's not something you want to go through for sure. So prayers out to everybody in Louisiana and Texas, and I think it's going to Arkansas. So prayers for everybody out there too.
It's crazy how it's just still picking up. My wife said it's a Cat 5 now, which is crazy.
Is it?
When it hits inland, it starts getting weaker. This thing seems to just be getting stronger.
Wow. I thought it would get weaker. Wow.
It should. My brother is down in Louisiana, but he's more inland, so he had more like branches fell off, and he showed me some pictures. To me, it wasn't too bad where he was at, but again, he's more inland. He's not by the coast. So again, like you said, hopefully everybody's doing good out there, and everybody's safe.
Yes.
So let's move on to a little more happier stuff. And like we said last week, this week we're going to end up picking our 53-man roster with some practice squad players. A little news before that. I know this one's going to bother you because this is your boy, and he was looking good. Mr. Josh Norman last Thursday ended up leaving practice with a leg injury. He hopped on the bike, thought he was looking good. The next day comes out, they put him on saying that they're going to put him on out indefinitely. McDermott said, we're just keeping him out there until he's fully recovered. We're not going to rush it. So he will be back on the team at some point, but they're going to let him heal fully, which stinks because he was looking good.
Yeah.
So now Levi Wallace, now I'm pretty sure, like I say, he's going to have that other starting spot. No reason for him.
You got your way. You got your way, Will. You got your way. Okay. But listen, with the departure of Ike Brown and Josh Norman getting hurt, it's pretty much sure your man Wallace will be in that spot here. But I mean, still things are still heating up in in practice, and I think they had a scrimmage today. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But it's they're thinning out the herd. The Bills are doing the cuts that we didn't really expect. You know, I mean, kind of expected them, but
we'll touch on that a little later too. Can't do it all real quick. You know, we're only 5 minutes in, bro. Slow down.
Okay, my bad. I'm gonna slow my roll. All right, we good. It's just so many things that are happening all at once. We're trying to fit everything in.
Well, now finally we have some news we can start.
We have some. Yeah, we don't know how to act. We got a little bit of material now. We don't even know how to act.
One thing, our ex kicker / punter, Kareem Vedic, he ended up getting picked up by who? Buffalo South. Or, you know, we might be Carolina North. I don't know how you want to say it. But the Panthers ended up picking him up. Said it's more of a depth move, but good for him. Maybe he could, you know, get on their squad, whether it be on the practice squad or because I think their kickers went down too. So good for the kid. At least he has a job. You know, he's not out there. So anyway, another thing we'll touch on this was last week they had that whole scare. Last Sunday, I think it was, with Josh Allen was just one of 77 false positives. I know it's a little older news, but we haven't been on since last week, so it's new for us. But anyway, a lab in New Jersey, which caused him and many other players to miss practice on Sunday. It was like, come on, Jersey, man. Come on. I'm from Jersey. Vinny's originally from Jersey.
I think that happened out of my old hometown at Elmwood Park. I think that's where the company is based out of. Yeah. Bobby texted me. He's like, yeah, figures. I'm like, I had nothing to do with that. I'm down here in Florida now. But yeah, man, that's I mean, it's a bad thing and it's a good thing. Bad being that, you know, if they could get this wrong like that, so many false positives. The good thing is that, you know, I guess Josh came back and did the protocol of having 2 negatives and that he's back on the field. But that's the pros and cons about that. So I'm more happy that it was a bad thing rather than it actually being accurate. You know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? That's the way I'm looking at it right now.
No, yeah, it's great. I mean, because it wasn't just him. It was a few other players on the Bills, and then it was 77 total false positives. I mean, they claimed it was cross-contamination. These scrubs over here in Jersey, come on, man.
Come on now, step your game up.
Someone should have told them the NFL isn't playing the game with the whole false negatives. I shouldn't be saying stuff like that, but anyway.
It is what it is, homie.
The one thing I'm going to say, as of August 19th, we have only one player on the COVID-19 reserve list now. So out of all these players, there's only one positive. So I guess the NFL is doing something right. I mean, I know baseball's had some, but they've been doing the whole traveling thing. This has just been in a bubble for practice during the whole camp. But just to have one player, these guys are doing pretty good work out there. Everybody's following suit. So
absolutely. Well, touching on that real quick, I think they just announced that the Bills' 2 home games, we're not going to be able to have fans. And Sean McDermott was actually vocal about what happened.
You jumped ahead, Vinny. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad.
Vinny,
all right. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited, man. All right. I'm following you. Go ahead, bro.
That you started it. Here you go. Go ahead. Read that. Go ahead.
Oh, snap. All right. I'm going to read it for you. Wait, hold on. We're hoping you and your family and friends are staying safe and healthy. In June, New York State issued COVID-19 guidance to allow professional sports to be played without spectators. After much discussion and collaboration with the state of and Erie County, those guidelines will remain unchanged for at least our first 2 home games in 2020. We fully support New York State's efforts to keep New Yorkers safe and will continue working together along with the NFL to establish policies and procedures that hopefully permit fans later this season. We appreciate your patience and continued support of the Bills. We are working hard to be ready when we can welcome you back in Bills Stadium. Go Bills.
Bam, we're back. What?
We're back. You're getting too high tech for me, man.
Go ahead. We're moving on.
But
slowly but
I'm sorry I brought it up like that, and then we kind of was on a mixed up page. But I'm excited, man, because I know, Sean McDermott said, I think of the third game. I don't know if it's the Jets. No, the
No.
Miami. I think Miami said they're going to allow their fans. So McDermott was kind of a little vocal about like, hey man, it's not, you know, right now, So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Well,
Because
the
two
thing,
games. Mhm.
so like you said, the Bills, because I had on my list too. Anyway, anyway, my thing was, okay, the Bills said they're not going to have fans for the first 2 games. They're saying they're going to have 13,000 fans for the home
Wow.
opener against who? The Bills. So, I mean, I understand it's not the team's choice. I guess every team would want to. And it's almost like we discussed that, hey, if you're going to have fans before they all started doing this, I said, what? Have them separated. So you could put like 4 people in a row. If you want to go skip 3 rows, and that's all social distanced. So I guess they're kind of talking about it like that. They're also saying that, in order to get there, here it goes. Where is it? Bang, 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 bang. Fans will be required social distancing, required to wear a mask, not when they're not actively eating or drinking. They will also have touchless entries and more entrances and exits to reduce crowding. Fans will still have to go through metal detectors, but the team said it will average 1 metal detector for every 104 instead of 1 for every 349. So I guess they're changing things, trying to keep the crowds in. I mean, they should tell them, hey, you can't all come at once. Try to get in an orderly fashion instead of crowding in just before the game. Like you said, McDermott's one of the guys who's like everybody should have fans or nobody has fans. And then you have guys like Jerry Jones is like saying it's fair. If you have fans, you have fans. If you don't, you don't. So I guess Dallas might try to have fans the way that's going. I think
Now,
I think it depends on the municipality. So
it does depend, but I mean, I really, I kind of follow the news and everything, and I know the situation with Jacob Blake and now the shooting that happened over there in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I haven't really heard anything about COVID, to be honest with you. Have you heard anything about this COVID? I've been kind of trying to keep up on the numbers and see if it's and getting more numbers or less numbers. But I guess the Jacob Blake situation has overshadowed the. I mean, not that it's a bad thing that is overshadowing. I mean, I'm just saying I haven't heard anything about the COVID to see how we're going to take action. You know what I mean? In terms as living life and let alone going to a Bills game.
Well, it depends. Some people say they're surging. Other people say it's not surging. It depends where you're at. Towns. I mean, what doesn't make sense to me is, according to the numbers, upstate New York is one of the lowest ones in the country. And then you have Florida, where you're at, is one of the hot spots.
Miami down there.
Yeah. So how can one of the hot spots have 13,000 fans per game, and one of the ones
that's what I'm saying.
And the COVID numbers have no fans.
I know. I don't understand. First, when it came out, they said the heat kills the COVID, but it's driving down in Miami, and it should be. You know what? I'll leave that up to the scientists. I don't know anything, but I was just wondering. I want to hear more about what's going on. I'm like me and you discussed weeks prior. This COVID situation was actually going to determine if we would actually have a season. So now that I'm trying, like I'm up on it, I'm like, I want to hear more about this COVID stuff. I don't hear anything. It's crazy.
The only good thing is in the NFL, like I said, there's only one guy supposedly on that list. So they're doing a great job.
Out of all the NFL teams?
Out of all the teams, supposedly there's one guy on the list, left on their list.
Okay.
And I mean, last week it was only, I think it was single digits. Was it 9 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's gotten better. And I guess the true test will be when they start traveling to other states. One of my buddies was like, oh, they're not going to have a season. I'm like, I could see them having the season. With all the money the NFL has, they usually go to the same hotels all the time.
Yeah.
Call up the hotel beforehand and say, listen, we're coming in Friday, let's say. Pay the money you have to pay. Wednesday, Thursday, I want those rooms clean. Nobody on those 2 floors or 3
all
floors.
Disinfected, yeah.
That's it. They use the same plane all the time. Hey, American Airlines or Delta, whoever the hell they use, nobody touches our plane a day or two before we get on it. Make sure it's all clean. You know, if it's supposed to last 2 days, who knows? It's up in the air, how they say. So if it's a 2 day, just say 2 day minimum. Nobody uses this plane for 2 days before we're going to fly out to and come back.
That's the scary thing about the virus, though. If somebody gets it, now these guys are going all in the same quarters, you know, the same airplane, the same hotel, same floor, you know. So if one gets it, it's man,
yeah,
it's
but
scary. This is scary stuff, man.
They're keeping it in that bubble and everybody's fine. They should, in theory, remain fine. You know.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's what happens. I think you touched on our rookie Ike Brown. Called it quits, retired. I was like, what?
Man.
What the hell happened? This kid, he was looking good. I don't know what happened. Maybe he was struggling in practice. Maybe he saw the writing on the wall. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to make our 53-man roster. But to just tap out that quick, I was a little surprised on that one. You know,
I was definitely surprised too. Coming out of FIU, you know, they said he was so and so. He was hot, cold, and you know, in practice and stuff. So for him to just quit like that, you know, it actually shocked me when you were the one that actually broke the news to me. I was like, what? Really?
So, yeah, that was a little weird. I mean, it happens. Who knows why? He does. The team does, I guess, and that's between them. They put him on the reserved, retired list. So I guess if he does change his mind, they can bring him back. You know, practice squad or something, or fill in. Who knows? But good luck to him on whatever he chooses to do. Hopefully, he got his education in, or he continues, and hopefully, he does something well. Another tidbit of news from Pro Football Talk. The Buffalo Bills had benched their own reporter for the remaining of training camp for violating the team's media policy, according to Tim Graham of theathletic.com. All right. Additionally, the team's 3-person marketing staff has collectively quit the organization just 2 weeks before the scheduled start of the regular season. What's going on over there? Anyway, Chris Brown, employed with the organization since 2006. I actually like the guy. He does a really good job, I believe. He's been serving as the team's radio host and web reporter with no fans at practices and no preseason games for opponents to scout this year because of COVID contingencies. Teams around the NFL have tried their best to lock down reporting about their practices. After disrupting the new media policy on the new media policy on August 16th that prohibited reporting on game strategy, snap counts, and unit participation, Brown supposedly discussed many of those items during his radio show with former Bills Steve Tasker. Allegedly, supposedly, all those segments have been taken down. So he did talk about stuff like he's used to talking about, and I guess he forgot about that. You know.
And if you know, do you know what the exact comment was that got him suspended?
No.
All he said was that AJ Epinesa lined up at left defensive end, but that was enough. You know, it was a media restriction for the 2020 season, like you said. It doesn't allow reporters to say anything about the team's depth or where a player lines up in practice. So, I mean, is it petty? It's kind of petty, yeah, because, you know, I think we have AJ Epinesa coming off the right side, but now they have him lined up on the left side in practice.
Good thing.
I mean,
good thing we don't work for them because we would have got fired last week.
We would have been canned.
I read it from online. So you're going
we would be, yeah.
The people that he works for the team, it was worse. So, I mean, I guess, anyways, just preseason. Hopefully he'll be back. Like I said, that guy, he does a good job. I like watching him, you know. There's not many reporters out there. I like watching him. I like the guy. But it's big. And if it was just for that, man, that's pretty rough.
That's what it says, man. I was actually like, wow, really? But, you know, I mean, we put – what was it when they showed Josh Allen throwing to Stephon Diggs? The cornerback, what's his name? I used to play with us. That's in New England. Said, "Oh, thank you for."
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Gilmore was like, "Thank you for showing me the routes." I mean, they didn't really show you anything, but I
No, but
mean,
that's what they're trying to stay away from, I guess. Like they said, oh, so now we know AJ's lining up and down the line.
on the
So
left
it's
side,
kind
yeah.
of like Bruce used to go. He used to play left end, right end, defensive tackle. The only difference was Bruce did it on a 3-4, and that's why I say he's
Yeah,
best DN of all time. But
absolutely. But
so
it's no secret. Eric Washington just came here as a line coach, and AJ Epinesa and a couple guys already talking about learning every single position on that D line. So it's really no secret.
no, but he said it, and that's the problem.
That's the point. That's the whole point.
He messed it up.
Gosh.
All right. So now, like we said, we're going to cut down our rosters to 53. I ended up just putting an IR. They might be on PUP or whatever. So we'll just get rid of 3 guys right off the bat, which was Josh Norman, John Feliciano, and Tommy Sweeney. Feliciano, we know he would have been starting. Josh Norman, at least 2 or 3 of these guys will be back in the lineup. If Feliciano could be healthy in 3 months, he's going to get a spot. If Josh is healthy in a month or 2, he's going to be back on the team. Sweeney,
I don't know, because Wallace is going to be getting them reps at,
No, but I'm not saying
he's going to be ahead of the game.
I'm not saying he's starting, but I think he'll get back into the 53-man roster, especially if you're paying him $6 million.
Yeah, they better get something out of him.
So that we know. 2 guys, which actually got cut today, which you told me about because all day when I was looking, I didn't see anything, and then you told me Steven Hauschka. I didn't have him on my 53-man roster. I went with Tyler.
Still didn't have him?
No, I didn't have him because Tyler Bass has been looking good in practice. The other day, I think he went 6 for 6. And the next day after that, I think he was 4 for 6. And the only thing I don't like about this move is I wonder if they try to shop him and trade him. Even if he got a 7th round pick, would have been great. 6th round, who knows? There's teams out there who are hurting for kickers. And you still didn't have to do your cuts until what, next week or something? So you
had the 4th or the 5th.
Yeah. So you had so they now we're gonna, I think the next 2 years we're gonna have over $1 million worth of dead money. That's what I don't like. And then they let go of the puncher that we just signed from the Jets. What's his name? Forgot his name.
Yeah. Oh gosh, Lakeland Edwards, Lakeland Edwards, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I know it's Edwards.
Yeah, so he's gone too. I didn't have him making our team either. So those are 2 spots we don't have to worry about.
Now, when you said something about the money that we're gonna be being tied up with him for, I thought it actually frees up some cap space when we got rid of Hauschka.
Well, you will. So let me see. Hauschka, where do I have it? Bam. So Hauschka, his signing bonus, I say that, his dead cap hit for this year, 2020, would be $875,000. And next year will be $625,000. Now his contract was, let's see if I see it here. Bam. Base salary. Where was Hauschka? Did I just lose him? Steven Hauschka was set to make, I guess, less than $1 million, was it? No, that's dead.
I don't know. See the info that I got here. The info that I got here says the move by releasing Hauschka frees up $2.175 million of 2020 cap space and another $2.55 million in 2021.
Okay.
That frees up cap space. Yeah, that's why I was a little confused when he said $1 million.
Well, if you have it there, this is dead money though. So his contract, I think, was around 3 point something million. Okay. So we still have to eat a chunk of that, and then next year the following. So that's why I was saying, try to trade him. But even though if you trade him, I think you have to get stuck with some of that money too.
I thought he only had 1 year on his contract. We discussed that, didn't he?
I thought he did too. But I don't see his name here. I don't know why on the regular thing. I'm probably scrolling too fast.
Well, bottom line is he's gone. He gone. I wish him the best. He's a great kicker. He won a lot of games for us. Yeah. I wish him nothing but the best. But me and you discussed they were going back and forth.
Yeah.
looks like Tyler Bass is the real deal, and there's going to be a team that's going to pick him up right away. I mean, I wish, like you said, they would have tried to shop him and trade him, get some value from him. But I don't know. I see him going probably, I say maybe Pittsburgh. I don't know where you think. You said somewhere
I
that
think
you think
Giants
the Giants.
to pick him up, but let's see. Who knows?
Let's see.
He's going to find a
And
job like that. He's not going to be up.
you kind of seen it coming. Really, I mean, we're in denial because he's been pretty good, pretty consistent. Besides a couple games last year. I mean, a couple games last year, he kind of,
He wasn't in the
you know.
I wasn't in the know.
But when we drafted the kicker in the draft, you knew something was gonna go down. You're like, man, people usually don't draft kickers in the draft. So you knew kind of it was gonna be very competitive, but they must see something we don't see. We're not out there like that, and
that's crazy.
And nobody could talk about it either. So apparently, so we're just getting the news as it comes. Yeah.
Anyway, I think they just took down where I'm looking at here, sporttrack.com. And they just took Steven Hauschka down and they just left his dead money. So it says his cap hits the highest right now for all our team is $875,000. And we're still, the second highest is Zay Jones from last year. We're still paying $767,000.
Wow.
We got some lightning over here. Anyway.
I heard that.
So you're going to hear it now, especially with my mic here.
I thought it was your stomach. I thought you was hungry.
Man, I had some burgers today. All right, that's my belly. No, I'm kidding. All right, we're going to start with where everybody's going to start. Personally, at quarterback, I kept all three quarterbacks. Usually the Bills on game day. What is that doing? What the?
I'm dry, man. It's been a long day, bro.
I think they're going to keep three quarterbacks. We know Josh Allen's going to start. I think Matt Barkley will be there. I don't think they're going to put Jake Fromm on the practice squad out of fear that somebody might pluck him up. Even though they're saying, like, they've been said that Matt Barkley's looked pretty good in practice. Jake Fromm, he's had a good day and then a crappy day or a good day. And, he's been 50-50. So I don't see him going anywhere. I mean, do you have them keeping all three? I do see Webb. Webb's going to be gone.
Webb's gone. That's how I got Webb gone. Man, it's kind of hard, because if we put, like you said, if we put Jake Fromm on the practice squad, somebody, they're gonna make a move from. But it might be a good thing. We might get some good stuff out of him. We might get some good. I think. Go ahead.
I think if you get plucked, I'm not sure if you get anything for that.
Really? Okay.
Look at it, but I'm not sure. I think you lose them. You might get something towards the end of the season, like when they give you those extra draft picks, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So that's one thing. I think you lose them and you just lost.
You're done. Oh, wow.
So not sure about that. But we agree that they're going to keep these three guys.
Yeah, they have to. They're good. And worst come to worst, they got to keep all three of them. I'll try to look at different scenarios. There's no way.
What I said in the beginning, which we discussed, I thought if Jake Fromm went in there and had a good preseason, but again, you can't see what he was doing just from this practice. They didn't play no games, no scrimmages. I mean, they had a scrimmage. We'll talk about that a bit. But there was no preseason games. You can't see what these guys can really do. Moving down to running back. So anyway, we already got three guys there at running back. I kept four running backs. I kept, we all know Devin Singletary. I kept Zach Moss. I was a little, hit miss here, but I went with TJ Yeldon and Tywan Jones. I would love to put Christian Wade here, but they brought in Tywan Jones. I don't think he's going anywhere. And Yeldon's another guy. I would be surprised if they let him go because he's so versatile. Either one of these guys, I mean, honestly, I don't know, man. If I was going to cut one of these guys, maybe TJ Yeldon and bring in Christian Wade. But TJ is more of an all-around. So that's what I have for running backs. Do you have the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much. But, I like Christian Wade. I like his way he's come from and how he's trying to learn the game. but we're not seeing what these guys are doing. One report I did get is that Moss is a beast. Moss, he's got big presence. They say literally when he walks into the room, his presence just felt. He's a hard hitter, and actually they say he's got really, really good hands too. So that's what I've heard. And now I saw practice today where Motor was actually working on his hands. They were actually throwing him the ball. He was kind of running plays, working on his hands. So he did a lot of practice because Moss is getting that hand work in, man. They say he's really, really good. So
what did I say?
Yeah, you did say that. I hate to agree with you, but you said it.
I said he's gonna, and they're saying he's gonna get a lot of carries, man. They're gonna split. They might be closer, like even carries, and he's gonna get, like you said, and I said, think he's gonna get most of the carries by the end zone. So we'll see if he's playing like they're saying he is. It's gonna be kind of nasty.
Yeah, but who would? Okay, he, like, let's say the way he's coming through with his hands, who would be that third down back then? Now we know for sure. Well, not for sure, but we know with a certainty that Moss is going to be our red zone guy. You know what I'm saying? The north-south guy, the pounding guy. But what about that third down situation where we might have to, do a little screenplay, a little, little flare outs to? Who's it going to be?
It doesn't matter, because if his hands are as good as they're saying, that's even a bigger weapon, because in the past, most people were probably thinking he's just going to run. If he has good hands.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who would be our third down back? Because right now, as it stands, it's Motor. But if Moss is getting better hands, that's probably going to be a toss-up. That's why Moss is Singletary is working on his hands.
Hey, it's a good problem to have, because either one then could catch. So you don't know what they're going to do when they're in there. They're going to run or they're going to throw the ball. Now it's not like, say, when Frank Gore was in there.
It's one-dimensional, absolutely.
Ball, pretty much. Even T.J. Yeldon, he could catch the ball, and Tywan Jones. So you have four backs that could catch and run. Just probably Zach Moss is more of a hard runner, and Devin's a little cut shifty guy. Anyway.
So you don't think they'll release Tywan Jones? You think he's there? I'd really like to see Christian Wade stay, man.
Well, I would too. If I was going to get rid of him, I'd probably let go of T.J. Yeldon.
I agree with you.
And the only reason is because TJ's not really returning kickoffs or punts. So Tywan can return kicks or punts. I guess I'll hit that later. Now, at fullback, hold on. Do you have Christian Wade instead of one of these guys?
Yeah, I got Christian Wade instead of T.J. Yeldon. So.
Okay.
And only because I've seen him working off season. He's trying to learn the game of football. He's actually trying to get away from the rugby mentality and learn more of the football. So he's putting in the work, man. So I like guys that put in work.
It's a sentimental pick.
No, it's actually a hard nosed thing. He's putting in the work. There you go.
Work. All right. One guy I have here. I didn't want him to be here, but I put him out here mainly because if this guy doesn't get traded, we'd have to cut him, and there's going to be a big, bet in money. So I kept the one fullback. I kept DeMarco. He's a little more versatile, but I really think Reggie Gilliam could beat him out. But I kept DeMarco. I put him on there, but, who'd you have for a fullback? Patrick? I know you like Patrick.
I like Patrick DeMarco, but I've been hearing really, really good things about this Gilliam kid. They say he's more than expected is what the term they use. So I don't know. I think I might, the way, I think we might have fresh blood back there, man, to be honest with you.
He's a big guy, and he could catch the ball too. He was showing that he could catch. So
they're saying they met that above expectations already. So those are the key words.
So if he blocks better than Patrick, no reason why. Yeah, he'd be gone.
He gone.
The only thing is, if I think we might be able to put Reggie on the practice squad and not get plucked.
Okay.
That's one thing. We don't know. But I have Patrick DeMarco on there. My favorite, like you said, I like Christian Wade. Hopefully he makes it. Wouldn't be mad if Yeldon was on. It's hard to say, even though the guy's a cool guy, but
Look, we got Yeldon from Jacksonville, correct?
As a free agent, yeah, I don't think we traded.
I mean, he never really got into his groove. He never really was the guy that we expected him to be when we got him from Jacksonville. So I don't know. I I think
couldn't
he
be out Frank Gore.
couldn't do that. So yeah, I mean, Frank Gore is a workhorse. He's been around the league forever. Everybody got a lot of respect for him. He's a hard worker. His work ethic is really good. But he was old, and I was looking forward once we got TJ Yeldon. I was like, wow, I seen him play up here in Jacksonville. He's a great player, but he never really got into being the Yeldon that we wanted to see. So I think his days are numbered here, to be honest with you.
Could be. All right. So one thing I saw, which I didn't even know, was that somebody, I forgot who posted, that McDermott usually never carries more than 6 wide receivers. Well, me, I picked, we're going to keep 7 this year. One thing, so my 7 receivers, Stephon Diggs, yeah, John Brown, yeah, Cole Beasley, yeah. Now this is where it gets tricky a little. So everybody's loving Davis, saying Davis is having a great camp. Yeah, I said Davis is going to make the team. One guy was like, where are you going to put this guy? Me, I have him on our team, Duke Williams. The guy's making crazy catches in practice.
He's making plays, yeah.
He's putting in work. I think he stays on the team. One guy had him get cut. I'm like, nope. So my squad, you got Duke Williams. Another guy kept on here because, he's been playing well. And it's a youth movement here at this wide receiver spot. Robert Foster, I think what's his 2nd year with us here. I can't see them letting him go. Actually, it's his 3rd year or 3 years out of Alabama. So it's his 3rd year, looking good, fine. Now, the one guy who I've seen people saying to let him go and cut him is Isaiah
Hodgins. Yeah, I haven't heard nothing about him. I haven't heard anything about him.
Well, 2 things saying, he's looking good at practice. He's tall. He's got great hands. So, I mean, I can't see them let him go, especially a rookie, this big, But I have him making the team. So I actually have two rookie wide receivers making this squad.
On the squad?
Yeah.
What about Isaiah McKenzie?
Go on.
You think so? I mean,
no, because
they like to use him a lot in the jet sweep. I mean,
but
who else are we going to do something with that?
You're going to have all these weapons. My thing is, all right, you can't keep everybody, sad to say. No. McKenzie's what? He's 4 years. This is his 4th year, so he doesn't qualify for the practice squad.
Nope.
I was reading the whole practice squad. It's kind of confusing, but I think if you play more than 7 games total in 2 years or something like that, you can't qualify for the practice squad. They changed it. If you're a free agent, you can. Christian Wade would be exempt, I believe, for another year. Well, I think he could go to the practice.
He could go to practice squad. Okay. I really like that kid, man. Christian Wade, man. I hope they could do something.
I hope he gets in. Now going to the receivers, Andre Roberts. Some guy had Andre Roberts because of the return game. Listen, I like Andre Roberts. He's one of those guys you do sweeps with, and he returns. You brought in Tywan Jones. We have Tywan Jones on the team. He can return punts and kickoffs. Yeah. Why do you need Andre Roberts?
I don't know. He was doing good in practice too.
Yeah, I know.
A couple real.
What, to do a sweep, to return punts if you already have Tywan Jones for that? I think you keep one of the rookies and see where he goes from now. Andre Roberts, he's 32, man. I mean, we know what we're going to get from him. He can return a punt once in a while. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Is that what you think? The tough one that might come up, it might be a toss between McKenzie and Hodgins, I believe. But me personally, I would go with Hodgins.
What? To what?
To stay on our 50-man squad. I think somebody will pluck him if he's on our practice squad. I don't think he'll stay there. So, especially, I didn't even know this, but he had ties to Arizona. When he was a young kid, he was like Larry Fitzgerald. He was always around Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden when they were there. So I think if they see this kid in the practice squad, Antoine might be like, yo, or Larry
down.
Say, hey, bring him over. Go plug him for nothing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Davis is going anywhere. The kid's been brilliant in practice, and the clips that I've seen, from Buffalo Bills and stuff on the practice, and he caught a couple passes over Trey.
Yeah, he scored 2 touchdowns on Trey. Trey hasn't given up a touchdown yet in, 4 years?
I know. So, if the kid's doing that, they're saying they're putting in the work in terms of the mental work. They're learning the playbook. It's like they've been there for years. So that's always good to hear when you hear that. that chemistry. So I think he's staying. I think McKenzie might be gone, and I think Roberts might be gone.
Oh wow, I thought you were going to keep McKenzie.
I want to keep him, but you get look at the guys we got: Diggs, Brown, Beasley, Davis, Duke. Duke's been tearing it up too.
You think Hodgins makes the team then?
Who?
Hodgins, Isaiah.
I don't know. I'm not hearing anything good about him yet. I'm not really hearing. There's no buzz around his name. I'm not really. Huh?
You don't have him on the squad then? You sending him to the practice squad?
Yeah, but yeah, man.
Because you're not just going to cut him. If you
can't cut him, he's
squad.
You can throw him on the practice squad because he's a rookie. I got him going on the practice squad, man.
All right.
So I think how many he says he keeps 6?
Usually that was the last 2 years or 3 years. Supposedly he doesn't keep more than 6, I believe it was. Which I found that as a surprise. So I'm keeping one extra at 7. That's what I'm saying.
I think it's Diggs, Brown, Beasley, Davis, Duke, Foster, and that's about it, man.
Oh, so you stayed with 6.
6.
Right. Now moving down to tight end. We know Knox is going to be there. We don't know if he's going to start. I think he's going to start, especially when in practice they're saying this guy's even looking better than he was, and he's improved in blocking and his hands. And if that happens, Lee Smith is getting bumped back. So I think Knox is going to be there. Lee Smith makes it. His contract's too long right now. And Tyler Croft. I think we're keeping 3 tight ends. I think usually they keep around 4, but if Hodgins is as big as they say he is, hey man, play him at tight end too, or move him outside like one of those small tight ends or receivers,
like a split.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm keeping 3 tight ends. What you think at tight end?
Knox and Croft is the only ones I got right there. Lee Smith, I don't know what to do with him, man.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like, I don't know what to do with him. I mean, when he's in the game, what's the first thing that comes out to your mind?
Just run it. He's a good blocker, but that's now. So I mean, Tommy Sweeney's hurt, so he can't take his spot.
He can't take his spot. But if
he's keeping 2 tight ends, that's crazy. Usually at least 3 to 4. I mean, you got Jason Crone, which he's been quiet too.
I haven't heard nothing about him.
And Nate Becker, which I forgot Nate was even on the team, sad to say. So I mean, I don't know. I think those are the 3 guys they're going to run with. He'll probably get hurt, like he always gets hurt. Sad to say. Hopefully, without all the contact, hopefully he lasts for you this year. Now, coming down here was where I'm not sure how many usually they keep on offensive linemen, but I kept our starters pretty much. I thought they'd keep Darrell Williams, who they brought in from North Carolina. Mitch Morris isn't going nowhere. He's our starting center. Quentin Fan got his deal. Brian Winters was brought in. So if he wins that spot from Feliciano, that could be his spot or Williams' spot. Depends who slides in there. Cody Ford, he's our starting tackle. And Deion Dawkins is our other tackle. I thought they're going to keep Tiny, for depth. I went with Evan Boehm, even though he's not that good of a player, but I think they're going to more because of his knowledge. And, he might not play much. I actually thought they might have Victor Solanko as depth in our 53-man roster. And that's why I went with the offensive lineman. I think Victor might get bumped up, and he'll be there. I don't think he's going to go back down to the practice squad.
Man, this is tough because – I like the signing of Winters, but then just seeing him in practice, how he got blown away by AJ Epinesa. I mean, could have been a fluke thing. It's like.
But we also saw Phillips burned by Mitch Morse, so hopefully a fluke thing. Hopefully.
Yeah.
You have the same lineman, or did you?
Pretty much, yeah. I don't know about Williams though. So.
Yeah. That was my offense. That was it for the offense. Now, I ended up keeping – so on offense, I have 27 players. On defense, I kept 23. We know the last 3 spots. Reed Ferguson, the long snapper. You always keep one's long snapper. Tyler Bass, which we already know, won the battle. And Corey Bojorquez.
Bojorquez.
be able to say
You
that.
Spanish, man. It's a Spanish name. You should know it.
Jesus.
Come on.
Hold on. Where's my Spanish card?
Huepa.
So Corey, you don't count those three guys. They are on the team, but it's like you don't count them. But anyway,
Yeah.
I have 23 defensive players. Like we know, some things got changed on my list. We got Trey White. We'll start with corners, I guess. Levi Wallace. Those are your 1 and 2 now, especially with Josh out. I thought, at 3, like I said before, he'd be at the nickel spot. Like he was looking good. I would have had Josh Norman, but he's not there right now. So Serene Neal, they pretty much have him at safety or corner. They played him more at corner last year, so I put Serene Neal at 3rd. And they're saying he's looking really good in practice too. So he's stepping up. He's getting better. So I have him at 3. I put Teron Johnson. He played a little last year, so I think he might have been on the bubble of making the team or not, or the roster. But with Josh Norman, I think he slots in at 4. And then the guy I wasn't sure about, I put Cam Lewis at 5.
That's a good pick.
I think.
Where you got Dean Marlowe?
Dean Marlowe. Actually, I had Dean Marlowe not even making it until the moves because I kept Serene Neal. If we had Josh Norman, I moved Neal back to safety. So now, being that Neal's playing corner, I put Dean Marlowe in as our 3rd safety because Michael Hyde isn't going anywhere, and neither is Jordan Poyer.
Jordan Poyer.
Now,
they don't get the. I was reading a couple things on them, and they got numbers. They're not even in the top 3 in terms of tandem back there. Safety tandem. But when you look at the numbers, man, they're right there with the number 1 guys. I think who's the number 1? I think who was it? Damn, I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Seattle or no, it was New England. It was New England. And I mean, the numbers are like mirroring each other, man. And we're getting no credit. So I know these guys, Poyer and Hyde, they're coming in with a chip on their shoulder, man. They already said it. They're coming in, and they're gonna. I'm expecting a lot from them. And then especially with the front that we have and the corners, they ought to have a big year this year.
I hope so. I mean, especially if Trey's playing like he did last year. And if Wallace is getting better, he put on 10 pounds of muscle. So if he's bumping up there and the Serene Neal's playing like he does in practice, I mean, he got better last year. He's getting better. These guys are all improving, though. They're all young.
Putting in work.
They're one of the youngest teams in the NFL overall. So it's going to get better. My thing with Neal moving up, with Norman not being there, I actually put Dane Jackson making the 53-man squad, the other rookie.
Did you?
At Appalachian State. I don't know why. I just think the kid, again, you're not really seeing stuff on him, but I think he might make the squad, especially with the 2 injuries, And
by the way, as a disclaimer to everybody, we're just doing this off of speculation. We haven't got no insider information. We're just going by what we kind of see the guys doing at little clips in practice and kind of the words that the stuff that we're hearing. But I don't want anybody to think of how these guys know this just in case, because you're always right, Will. And then I don't want, that's why I'm saying it's a disclaimer just in case, because you're going to be right on all your predictions, and I don't want to get us in trouble.
If I'm right on all these predictions, some team better call me. And I'll take the spot. We'll be all right. I don't care who it is.
I don't want them to do you like they did Chris Brown, man. I don't want them to do you like that.
I don't care what team it is. I'll be your GM because the Bills are playing 2 yards. So they're not going nowhere. So anyway, Cleveland, if you want, Detroit, these scrub teams like that, you give me a call. Anyway, I think Dean Jackson, the rookie, might actually make this team. I have a few of the rookies making the squad, man. What do I have? The two wide receivers, and actually maybe the tight end / fullback, Gillian, can make it. I like him. I would like to see him on there, but I don't know if he was. And then you got Moss. So I as of right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rookies making it from our class onto the 53-man roster.
So what do you think about Hodgkins? You think he's gone?
No, I think
practice squad. You think he stays?
I think he stays. That's why I said I think McKenna. Honestly,
they really traded for this. I mean, they really not traded. They really looked into him and Hodgkins. I told you that's one of my picks that I had.
Yeah, you were the only one to hit one.
That was
Right?
when I, yeah. But, uh, but you know, things on paper and actually people being there in practice is a totally different thing. So, like I said, I haven't heard much buzz about him yet. But I mean, I don't think he's down and out just quite yet. I wouldn't throw the flag on him yet.
Nope. Moving on from there. Like I said, Dean Marlowe, he was the other safety I had up there. Now I started at the D line. Again, we don't know what's going to happen. Like you said, some guys might get traded, some guys might get cut. I don't think these guys are going to get cut. Traded, maybe, but next week we're going to do our Jets Bills preview, but we're also going to pick our starting team. So that some of these
starting lineup
on the starting lineups for next week. Because I ended up writing down the breakdown. I'll tell you that later for how to usually break down the offensive squads and the defensive squads for that week. Anyway, Jerry Hughes, we know he's not going nowhere. There's a battle in camp because they're saying Mario Addison's looking like a beast out there. He wants to start. So, it's him.
The question is, will he be getting 9+ sacks? That's what the buzz is, because he's been getting 9+ where he was at. So
I don't remember,
can he keep that up?
Well, he has to, because that's what Shaq put up. So you can't be going backwards.
Yeah.
I think the question is, who's going to start? Him, Murphy, or Jerry?
I don't know about Murphy. I don't know about Trent Murphy.
Trent Murphy was smacking down plays and stuff like that too. So who knows? But anyway, I got Jerry Hughes, Mario Addison, Ed Oliver, Harrison Phillips, Trent Murphy, AJ Espinosa. I got Vernon Butler, Quentin Jefferson. Again, I don't know usually the breakdown of how many guys they keep on defense. This is the first time I ever really picked a 53-man squad.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you go with these guys. You have 1, 2, 3 legit defensive tackles with Oliver, Phillips, and Butler. Now, Quentin Jefferson could play defensive tackle or DN. I see him more playing defensive tackle. So now you have 4 guys in that rotation. Vernon Butler, I mean, he's a defensive tackle. Now you have AJ Espinosa, the rookie, going in there. So I think he's not going to start, I don't think.
He could go to the right or the left side.
And
you didn't hear that from me. You didn't hear it from me.
He's lined up at defensive tackle too.
Quiet.
Sure. I might not get hired by the Bills now.
Nah.
Anyway, all right, here we go. So anyway,
go to the marketing department.
So I think you're good there because you have 4 guys. You have Jerry, Mario, Trent, and AJ, who are your straight defensive ends. And then you can mix Quentin, D tackle, DN, wherever he has to go on that, that line. So I think that's pretty much where you go there.
And then you got Feliciano coming back too.
Feliciano's offensive guy.
I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. My bad. That's why he's a center. I'm thinking about when you get Epinesa. Listen. Epinesa, like we said, we're going left or right. When Washington came here as offensive coach, he's teaching these guys all different positions. So these guys are going to be able to plug and play everywhere else.
They should.
Which is, that's what I'm saying. It's a good thing. Eric Washington came in here, and one of the first things that AJ Epinesa says, listen, now that it came out the bag that he's lining up on the left side, that means he's trying to learn all the positions. So that's a good thing.
Listen, I don't know why. I mean, I guess some guys have always felt more comfortable on the right or felt more comfortable on the left. Why can't you play on either side? It makes no sense to me.
Well, probably because these guys probably come all the way probably from Pop Warner to high school to college, now the NFL, but now they're professional, so they're going to have to adapt. But, if you played you played sports before, like I played basketball, so, I was more of a forward, you know what I'm saying? So from them to move to a guard would be a drastic change, even though it's the same position that they're playing, but on a reverse side, it's kind of tricky. It's not an easy thing to do.
I guess this is where I got a little short. I wasn't sure because Again, I don't know how many guys they keep. If they keep like what they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defensive linemen. I don't know if that's what they usually keep, but I think these are the better guys we have, and that's why I kept them. Not linebacker. I kept 6 linebackers.
Hmm.
You're gonna have Tremaine Edmonds. You're gonna have Matt Milano. I guess AJ Klein might win that other side. That's why he was brought in, pretty much like that's his spot. And then on the back end, I kept Tyler Makovich, whatever, the redhead crazy man from Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
He could
Yeah.
play inside linebacker, and I believe he also said he played outside, so he could play anywhere on the linebacker position. And then I kept our 2 guys, which I like, Sloan Joseph, and I also kept Darryl Johnson. I thought those guys stepped up. Johnson could actually he's more of a DN, I believe, but he could play linebacker also. Now, the one guy that's been getting rave reviews about out of camp, or he's been tearing it up, is Brian Cox Jr. So he might be in the squad.
Me and you talked about him getting cut, and look.
Yeah, everybody's raving about him, saying this guy's tearing it up. He's picking people off. He's batting passes. He's all over the field. So that's a guy who might make the team, and I don't have him making the team. So who knows if Hassan Joseph or Darryl Johnson's going to be there, or Tyler, even if Tyler makes it. But Tyler's a special teams beast, so I think that's going to help him out. Reggie Gillian gets in, and he plays special teams like he did in college, and now he's playing better. Like he's catching the ball, showing that he could catch also. That can help him make the squad. So I don't know. Let's see if Brian Cox Jr. makes the squad. I don't know if he will. I don't think it's his 4th year, so he's not eligible for the practice squad. So those are my.
I'm pretty much with you right there, man. I'm pretty much you, and they're not going to get rid of Tyler Makovich. The guy's a beast on special team. I mean, literally, that's what they brought him for too. So I think he'll be more of a special teams threat. Klein is probably going to be the linebacker. Milano and Edmonds. I think those are going to be the starters.
Yeah, Edmonds and Milano's not going anywhere. Those guys are beasts. Usually the practice squad consists of 10 to 12. I think you said this year might be 16 with the whole COVID thing. I just found 12. Again,
I think it was 12. I think you were right about that. I was going to give you a call during the week, and what I read, I had heard it was 16, but then when I went back and read on it, I think it's 12 with the 4 included. Yeah. So I think you were right about that.
So what did I do over here? I put 12. One guy, I'm not sure if he qualifies. Again, I think if you play 7 games, you can't. You're not eligible. So I don't know if Davis Webb has even played 7 games. I know he hasn't played anything for the Bills. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if he even played that many games for the Jets.
Jets, yeah, I don't know.
Was he on the Jets or the Giants? I think it was the Giants.
No, Jets.
Anyway, I don't think he has. So I have him down on our practice squad. And I think he'll be happy to be there. So the one guy.
I mean, the competition is fierce at quarterback.
Yeah, he's not going to beat out Fromm. I would be surprised if they put Fromm again because somebody might pluck him. Or they might say, hey, if the Bills don't have him on as their 3rd man, maybe he's not as good. So who knows? Like I said, I think they'll keep him so he can watch the games and learn, help with the calling. Another guy, I would like them to be on the team, but again, I have Christian Wade. You have Wade making the team. I would like him to make the team. But again, I don't know about that. I had Dane Jackson. Go ahead.
When I was talking before about Feliciano, when I accidentally put him on the defense, what was actually the injury he had? Was it a pec or do you remember his pectoral?
Yeah, muscle.
Now, what is the update on him? Is he out indefinitely, or what did they say about that?
He's on the IR, but he was saying he might be back in 3 months. So nobody knows as of right now. I mean, I'd have to follow him on Instagram and see his stuff. I know he's always posting stuff up there.
Okay. That's the question I had to ask you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Christian Wade. Like I said, we could see if he makes the team, but I don't think he will. I hope he does, but I don't think he will. I'm trying to look up our safeties here. I have Josh Thomas. That's the kid out of Penn State. I have him going to the practice squad. Another guy I didn't have going to the practice squad, but now I do because Ike retired. One guy, and Dane Jackson because I moved him up onto the squad. Is
Okay.
Mike Love, linebacker. So I think Mike
Where was
Love.
he from? Pitt, right? Where'd he come? Where'd he come? Mike
Not
Love.
Mike Love. Mike Love was it Temple? Let me see where that was. Mike Love. I don't
I
even
haven't
see him
heard anything.
right now. I don't even see him out here right now.
Mm.
But anyway, Mike Love, I believe he's still there, so he would be on I think it's his second year, so he qualifies. I took our rookie Mikel Harrell and put him on there, the offensive guard. Again, a guy I hope he makes the team to take Patrick DeMarco's spot, Reggie Gillian, but I put him on the practice squad for now, just because Patrick's contract would be kind of hard to swallow for no reason. Tackle Brandon Walton, I threw him out there on our practice squad. Jaquan Johnson, he's on our squad. Some of these rookies are back on here. So Trey Adams, they were saying he wasn't really producing as much as they liked. So maybe he's on the practice squad. Ryan Bates, the rookie out of, I think it's was it Notre Dame or Penn State or one of those two.
You talk,
Bates.
Mike Love. You talking about Mike Love was a DN, correct?
Who?
Mike Love.
Mike Love's a linebacker, I thought.
Is he?
He moved him to
No,
DN.
I thought
Okay, they have him
they moved him to DN. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's from Florida down here somewhere. Let me look him up.
South Florida.
South Florida. Yep. USF. Okay. Yeah.
Ryan Bates, second year out of Penn State, so he could qualify for the practice squad. I got linebacker Terrell Dotson on the practice squad. And with my last spot, I put Delshon Phillips on the practice squad. Again, I don't know if that will happen, but those are my picks.
Man, all speculation, but you know, our Swami, Buffalo Will, is usually right on the money, so I'm just rolling with him, man. That's it, and that settles it. We'll see. We'll see next week. We'll see what the Swami are next week.
Yeah, right. Well, next week we'll have our starting squad to see how we look on that. I guess we'll have an idea when they do the cuts. Quick thing. I know you brought it up because I didn't even know they practiced. They had their scrimmage today. You want to tell them Josh's numbers? I wrote those down quick, whatever you want. We got a few more minutes.
You go right ahead, man. I'll keep up with you.
We do whatever we want. Bobby's not here. Whatever.
Yeah. I don't know about all that, but you know, they said today was their first scrimmage. So they said that he did really well. Some of the stats that they put up, he was 32 for 43 for 312 yards. Those were 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. In the beginning of the first quarter, he was 16 of 20 for 162 yards and a touchdown. And they said he was on fire, man. I mean, that's only in 2.5 quarters of work.
73%. 73%. That was his passing rating.
Now that's getting me nervous because they were playing against the defense.
Well, that just tell you, we have a top 3 defense. We gotten better. So what's it tell you about our offense?
That means it got way better, but I'm hoping that the offense got better. And I don't know. It just seems weird that he's putting up them big numbers on our defense. That's why I'm a little bit like.
Well, the problem is this. Last year, okay, our top receiver was John Brown. Trey and John will go at it. Trey probably won most of those battles. Mm-hmm. Levi was going up against Cole was usually on the slot, right? Or did he line up?
Yeah, he's a slot.
He was going against whoever he was on that other side, so Levi was playing pretty damn well. Now, again, there's too many weapons on this offense. So you're going to exploit the defense.
Absolutely.
And we have a good defense. So hopefully that's things to come.
That's a good sign, yeah.
John Brown he caught 8 out of his 10 catches, according to a guy from Buffalo Bills. I don't know who did that because he might get in trouble. Anyway,
don't say his name. Yeah, keep it anonymous.
He just said it was like that. Cole had 7 catches. He said Gabriel had around 6. Singletary and Moss had touchdowns running the ball, and they had catches and stuff like that, kept drives going.
They did say Josh intercepted the ball, but it was a tip pass.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Some defensive stuff. Down a pass during one of Mark Barkley's drives. Ed Oliver got Barkley, would have been a sack. 2 plays later, Quentin Jefferson forced a 3-and-out by sacking Barkley. Tenzel Smart, the kid they brought in, who was all over the place during practice, supposedly putting on Allen multiple times. Actually, Mike Love, they have him DN, sacked Allen twice during the scrimmage back to Dak. So look at that. This guy might have made a name for himself there. Tyreen Neal had the lone interception during scrimmage. Neal keeps playing every day. They say he's getting better and better. He might win that 3rd slot. Who knows? Well, he should have it now with Norman out.
Definitely.
Trey broke up a couple passes, batted down Barkley's passes. Edmonds and Milano were flying all over the place, which is usually for them. Breaking up passes, recording multiple tackles. Anywhere the ball went, Milano and Edmonds was there. I mean, we know where we're going with those 2 guys. Hopefully Klein, Klein's usually fast. Hopefully he does what he has to do there. Bass made both of his extra points. Bass also missed a 55-yard field goal. Come on, man. But he made a 41-yarder during the scrimmage, and he made a 43-yard field goal after scrimmage. So, I mean, the team's looking good. Let's see. I'm going to have to keep my squad paper here and see how it looks.
Keep them there.
And that's about it. I mean, look at that. Hour and 6 minutes gone. Sorry I couldn't put up anybody's comments or questions because I don't know how to do that yet.
We're work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, like Kenny said. Besides that, guys, you could always rewatch this on YouTube. We got a VivalosBills page on there, so you can go check that out. Whoever is not part of it, join our face group page, VivalosBills. Anybody could join it. Post on there, whatever you want. Keep it PG, and hopefully pro Bills. I mean, Benny's usually one posting all on there. He takes care of most of that. And that's it. Oh, we're on Twitter.
Hey, and to put a disclaimer on that, it doesn't have to be pro Bills. If you want to come and talk trash about your team, just be ready to back it up with stats. And we might even have you on the show when your team plays. Jets is coming in a couple of weeks, so I got a couple Jets fans in there. If you want to come on, you're more than welcome to come on, see the matchups, see what you think. You might even want to come on the post game. Hey, if we lose to the Jets, we still have you on the post game. We'll say, hey, we just talking Bill stuff here right now. So he's like, no, it ain't gonna happen.
Nobody.
We ain't nobody.
At least I know 2 guys I know want to be on for the Jets because they're bum Jets. Awesome. You said you have a buddy, so if he wants to come on too, we'll have people on. Next week, like I said, we're going to try to get our who we think is going to be our starting squad and starting defense, starting offense of lineup. And that's about it. Follow us on all social medias. And Bobby,
Single,
even though he's not here, go Bills, VivalosBills. I think that's it. I think we're calling it a wrap here.
Pretty much.
Benny, until next week, everybody out there, peace. Peace.
Peace.
I was going to say F word. Peace out there. Stop this craziness. Peace out, guys. Calling out. We are